Yeah, thank you. Okay, friends, so welcome to this session. Today we will see some basic things about computer networks. So before we move into the administration part, we can have some basic discussion about computer networks, and we can go into the main administration part. Okay. Now let us begin with the administration. What exactly is administration? Normally people call it as a networking job or networking field, something like this, but it is actually administration course, right? Server administration, network administration, okay, cloud administration, virtual administration. There are many administrations here. Okay, there are different type of administrators available within a company. There are many administrators managing and controlling a single computer network. Okay, so what are the most basic administrators a company needs? Let us say. So the one administrators a company needs is server administrator. And the second one is your network administrator. These are the two administrators needed in every company to manage a computer network. See, a computer network consists of many things. Like, there are some computers for sure. Okay, there will be some routers, there will be some switches, servers, okay, some firewalls will be there, okay, printer, one or two printers and maybe more printers will be there. There will be some internet connection. So what you see right now on your screen is a computer network. The size of the computer network can be any size. There can be like, one router in a company, or there can be 5 routers in a company. Okay, there can be like 300 computers in a company or 30 computers, or maybe they can be like 3,000 computers in a company. There can be any number of computers. Priyanka, anything you wanna say here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. Anything you wanna say? Anything you wanna talk?
No. Sorry, sir.
Oh, no,
By
no, no problem.
default.
Okay. I'll just mute you. Okay, friend. Just remember, if there is anything ask me. If you want to raise any question or if you want to say something, there are two options. You can simply send me a message in the chat box, or you can simply talk to me directly over the microphone. Both the ways we can communicate with each other here. Okay, fine. So let us continue here. What we said, a computer network can have like many devices, and some of the devices we can see here. There are some servers, routers, switches, firewalls, computers, and all these devices we have here. Okay, here we can see only one router, but like I said, there can be more routers. Here we can see only one switch, but there can be like hundreds of switches in a company. We can see some computers here. There can be some hundreds and thousands of computers. There can be 30 computers, or there can be 500 computers, or there can be 5,000 computers within a company. Okay, that could be the size of a computer network. And we can see one device here. There is your server. Right now there is only one server here, but there will not be a company with only one server, because one server is not sufficient for any company. Actually, one server, by using a single server, we cannot manage a computer network. You need more servers. Maybe you need 10 servers, or maybe you need maybe 100 servers, maybe you need 700 servers. It depends on the size of the company actually. Okay, so what I'm saying here is, these are the devices we use in our company: servers, routers, switches, firewalls, printers, and all these devices. But just remember one thing: the quantity of these devices can be huge. The smallest computer network can have like 30, 40, 50 computers, or the biggest computer network can have like some 50,000, 60,000, 40,000 devices within a company, within a network. So there can be any size. So if there is a company where there are like, suppose 70 devices, like computers, servers, routers, I'm saying all these devices. So there are suppose 70 to 100 devices. In that company also they need a server administrator and a network administrator. And suppose if there is a company where there are 15,000 devices or 20,000 devices, it is a big company. It is a multinational company. So if there are 15 to 20,000 devices, in that company also we need server administrator as well as network administrator. Without these two people, a company cannot manage their computer network. A computer network cannot function without these two people. You know what is a computer network? We can see here all the devices are connected with each other. So who should connect these devices? There should be someone who should connect the devices. Okay, someone has already connected the devices, fine. Now who should configure the devices? There should be someone who should configure the device, who should troubleshoot the device, who should make some changes in the device. So that person here is your server administrator and network administrator. Okay, so let us see the roles and responsibilities of server administrator and network administrator here. So server administrator responsibilities are installing and configuring server. What is the responsibility? Installation and configuration of server. Installation of operating system and applications in client OS. What it means, installation of operating system and applications. Okay, we'll see in more details, but let us write the server roles and responsibilities here. Creating and managing users, groups, departments, etc. This is one of the responsibility of a server administrator. Okay, creating some policy, sharing and security, sharing your data, sharing your printer, all these things, sharing, security. Okay, then we have something like, you know, backup. Okay, so as of now, just try to understand these are the roles and responsibilities of each and every administrator. Okay, wherever there is a company, wherever there is a computer network in the company, whatever the size of the computer network it may be, like I said, you 30 computers or maybe 300 computers or maybe 10,000 computers, size does not matter here. For every computer network, there should be someone who should manage the network. So that person is a server administrator. So what server administrator will do? He will install and configure server. Now let us see what is a server first. Let us see a bit more about server. Server will take one month for us to learn actually. It's a 35 days course. But just for brief introduction, what exactly is a server? Okay. Server means serve. You know the meaning of serve very well. Serve means, you know, you're asking something and someone is providing that particular thing to you. Like suppose if you go to airport and suppose you're booking a ticket, to like suppose from Hyderabad to like say Chennai, or from Hyderabad to like say Dubai, or Hyderabad to say like Australia. So whatever you say, if you say like Hyderabad to Chennai, there is someone who is serving you the ticket. He is providing the ticket to you. You're requesting something and that person is serving, or that person is fulfilling your request. That is called serve, right? Like, you know, if you go to a restaurant also, there is a waiter. So what waiter will do, whatever you order, that waiter will bring and serve that particular dish to you. That is called serve. So here also same. Server means it is serving. It is serving the request of a user. It is serving the request of a user. What it means? Okay, we can see here google.com. See, whenever we use internet, I think 9 out of 10 times we use Google for some reason, maybe for searching something, maybe for browsing something, or maybe for, at least for checking the spellings. In many ways, we do the same thing, right? So we go to Google and we search everything. So whenever you enter something in Google, what Google will do, it will identify what exactly you're searching, what exactly you're looking for. So according to your request, according to your query, Google server will serve you. Like suppose if I say Euro Cup, there is some football cup going on there. If I say Euro Cup 2021, so see what it shows you. It shows the latest information of this particular Euro Cup. If I say like suppose Sachin Tendulkar. If I say Sachin Tendulkar, what it will do? Google server will look for my request and will say, okay, you're looking for Sachin Tendulkar, so this is information of Sachin Tendulkar. So whatever I'm asking, Google server is serving me with that particular thing. If I say something like, suppose anything, you know this very well, like whatever you say, like if I say Microsoft, if I say Microsoft, Google server will search me with Google server will serve me with the official Microsoft page. This is the work of a server. Whatever we are asking, this server is serving that particular thing. Okay, now this is google.com. What if I say gmail.com? There are two servers there. One is google.com, another one is gmail.com. We know there is a difference there, right? Okay, both are from same company. Gmail is also from Google, Google is a Google. So both are from same company. But if I say gmail.com, I'll be provided with my emails. Yeah, if I say google.com, I can search anything there. It's a search engine there. I can search anything. But if I specifically say gmail.com, so I'll be provided with a email. I'll be provided with my Google Gmail service. So I can enter my username and password there, and I can access my email, and I can send or receive the mail, or I can check my mails, whatever. That is the work of a server. Server will serve the request of a client. In this case, we are clients here. People who are accessing Google or Gmail, these people are clients here. So server will serve the request of a client. Fine. Now this is our company, friends. In this company, see what we have. In this company, we have server, routers, switches, computers, and all those things, right? Now I'll choose one of you actually. Okay, there is a person here with the name Omkar. Suppose imagine the user Omkar is sitting here on this machine. Okay, and suppose on this machine there is one more user with the name Priyanka. So Omkar is sitting there and Priyanka is sitting here. So what Omkar will do? Omkar is connected to the server. See, we can see clearly from his computer he is connected to switch. From this switch he is connected to the server. So fine, Omkar user is connected to server. So what Omkar user will do? Suppose Omkar user is accessing a folder from server, and that folder name is suppose data 123. This is a folder. There is a folder in the server with the name data 123. So Omkar user is trying to access data 123. So when Omkar user connects to the server and Omkar is accessing the data, you know what server will do now? Server will see whether this Omkar user has permission to access data 123 folder or not. That is the work done by the server. It will see whether the Omkar user has the permission to connect to the server and to access the data 123 or not. Maybe suppose, for example, just imagine Omkar user, there is no permission. For Omkar user, there is no permission. So can he access the data? Of course, no. If there is no permission, he cannot access the data. Okay. Now, suppose there is another user here with the name Priyanka. So what Priyanka is doing? She is connected to the server now. What she will do? She is trying to access data 123. Now, suppose for Priyanka, there is a permission. So what Priyanka can do? Priyanka can sit on her computer and she can connect to server and she can access the data 123 from her computer because there is a permission for Priyanka. Now she can access and she can do whatever like copying, editing, deleting, whatever the work is there for Priyanka, she can do that particular work. Now the concept that we need to understand here is there is a server, Omkar user is connected to server, Priyanka is connected to server, both are connected to same server, but server is saying Omkar cannot access and the same server is saying Priyanka can access. So how that is possible? Now, so it's a very simple logic. It's a very, very simple logic. And the logic here is there is someone sitting on this server here, friend, and that person is your server administrator. This server administrator will do some configuration on this server. So according to the configuration of the server administrator, the permissions can be allowed or permissions can be denied. So company is saying, okay, data 123 should be accessed only by Priyanka. No other user should access. But suppose imagine there is one more folder in your server. There can be like, hundreds of folders. Okay, so there is one more folder here with the name, let's say data 10. Now on this data 10, the Omkar user has permission. Who has permissions here? Omkar user has permissions on data 10 folder. So Omkar can easily connect to the data 10 folder and he can access the data and he can copy or he can edit or he can whatever is the work again for Omkar, he can do that for it. So very simple scenario. Omkar and Priyanka, they are connected to same server, but Omkar user is not having permission to access data 123 and Priyanka user is not having permission to access data 10. But Omkar can access data 10, Priyanka can access data 123 folder. So now there are like 300 people working in our company. 300, it's a very simple and a very small company. It's not a big company. Okay. So 300 people are working here. So what you should do here is, as a server administrator, your responsibility will be, you should allow and deny. Allow means, you can permit anyone to access the data. Deny means you're not allowing him. That's it, right? So you can allow or deny data from server. See, Omkar or Priyanka, they cannot access everything from server. That is not allowed. It should not be allowed in that way. Omkar and Priyanka should access only specific files and folders, only that data that is there for them. They should not access other person data. Now see, server will not do anything on its own. Server cannot decide like, okay, Omkar should access data 10 and Priyanka should access data 123. Server cannot decide this on its own. There should be someone who should configure the server. And who is that person here, friends? That person is again a server administrator. See, I said installing and configuring server. And this is your sharing. That means Omkar is accessing data. That means the data should be shared. And there is some security. Okay, Priyanka should not access this folder. Omkar should not access this folder. And who are these Priyanka and Omkar? These are the users. And these people, they are working in some departments. So see, I have covered all these things in a simple example. So this is what the work will be there in the company. So normally a user who is working in the company, they are sitting here like Omkar, maybe he is a programmer. Priyanka, maybe she is a HR, she is a manager. So Omkar has their set of rules. Omkar has his own application. He has some other work. Priyanka has her own computer. She has her own application. So all these applications for Omkar and Priyanka again should be installed by administrator. Okay, so this is a server in a company using which we can control our company, we can manage our company. So we have taken only 2 users, but how many users we have now? 300 users. Out of 300, Omkar and Priyanka, 2 users. Okay, now how many servers are visible there? Only 1 server. But there is no company anywhere on the face of the earth where there is only 1 server, or any computer network can work only on 1 server. No, there will be like 10, 15, 20 servers. There can be like hundreds of servers, like I said you. But if there are 300 people also, it's a small company. In this small company also, there can be around 15 servers on average, because one server is for email, one server is for data, one server is for backup, one server is something called DNS, there is something called DHCP, there is something called Active Directory. There are different types of servers available. So the example that we have taken now, there is server data 10 and data 123. This is your file server. But again, beside these servers, there are many other servers available. Okay, and every server has its own responsibility, and on every server there can be one administrator, or there can be like multiple administrators. There can be 3 people working on a same server at the same time, but every person work is a different work. There can be 10 people working on a single server at the same time, and every person work is a different work. Every person configuration is a different configuration. So servers will be like this. Got it? So what is the work of server administrator? This is what server administrator will do. So just try to understand. I'll just take a break for 30 seconds here. Just try to understand this scenario. There is a server in a company, but just remember one thing, friends. Servers will not work on their own. There should be someone who should configure the server. There should be someone who should manage the server, and that person is a server administrator. And that is what you learn in MCSA. You learn about Windows servers and how to install server, how to configure server, and how to do administration by using the server. Got it? So please take 30 seconds here. Just try to revise everything. If there is any doubt or anything you want to add here, Remember I told you, you can send me a message in the chat box or you can simply talk to me directly. So over to you now, please take your time. Okay, fine. So I guess everything is clear here because I've not received anything from your side. So I hope you understood whatever we discussed. It's a very simple discussion, whatever we have done till now. We are simply learning very basic things today. You're just trying to understand what is the work of server administrator and what is the work of network administrator. Okay. So done. This is what server administrators will do in each and every company. I repeat again, there are many types of servers available. Server is not a single machine. There are many types of servers. Actually, technically, you know what server is known as? Technically, server is also known as service. Server is also known as service. So there are many types of services. Email service, web service, okay, database service, file service. So there are many types of services here. Fine. Okay. Let us see what is the work of network administrator. The work of network administrator is making and maintaining physical networks. This is one of the work. All the connections will be done by the network administrator only. They should maintain all the networks there. Okay, they should connect all the devices and they should make all the networks there. So making and maintaining physical networks. Okay, there is something called IP address. All the IP addresses will be designed by the network administrator. IP address is a huge thing. If you go to like network administrator course, that is CCNA, it will take at least 5 to 6 classes, at least 6 classes to learn IP addressing. It's such a huge topic. Okay, so that we learn in network CCNA, that is part of the network administrator. Then we have like router configuration. Then we have like switch configuration. This is what we do as a network administrator, making and maintaining physical networks, connecting all the devices, that is your physical network. Okay, learning about the IP address concept. Okay, then router configuration and switch configuration. So when you see this diagram here we can see clearly we have some routers here. Let me just take some other color. Okay, this is your router here and this is a switch here. Routers and switches will work according to the configuration that we do. See, we cannot simply do any configuration in any device. The devices are already pre-configured with a set of rules and regulations. There are already some settings available. So we should simply learn how to use those settings. Like there are some settings available in a router. So we should know what settings are available and how we can use these settings according to our use. There are some settings available in a switch. So we should know how we can use these settings according to our use. So whether it is router, switch, server or computer also, you know, once you go to Windows 7 or Windows 10 operating system, if you go to this computer option, we already have these options here like desktop, document, downloads, pictures, videos. These options are already available there, right? So we should simply know how to use that option. What exactly we can do in each and every option. These are the things we have to learn. Okay, fine. So network administrator, the work is like making and maintaining physical networks and designing IP address. Designing IP address. IP is a, like I said, is a very, very important part of our career. IP means, you know, on every device there is a number. That number is called IP address, Internet Protocol Address. So by using this IP address, we can make communication. Suppose there is a IP address on server and suppose there is no IP address on this Omkar computer. You know, Omkar cannot communicate with server. To communicate with the server, you should have a IP address on every device. So what is IP address? What is the design of IP address? Okay, how to configure IP address in a computer, router, server, switch. This is what we need to learn. This is what we do as administrator in each and every company. If there are 300 devices in a company, there are minimum 300 IP addresses in use. There are certain devices in a company where there are multiple IP addresses. Like take example of router. There can be 2 IP addresses, there can be 3, there can be 4, there can be 5 IP addresses. That is possible. There are certain devices where there is minimum 1 IP. Like there is a computer, minimum 1 IP should be there. Server, minimum 1 IP should be there. Again, there are some rules and regulations in IP. These are the IP addresses we can use. These IP addresses we cannot use. Okay, the computer should have the same network. Within IP address, again, there are many rules and regulations. See, if one topic is taking 6 days, just imagine how much we need to learn there. It's a very, very important topic and it's very easy topic. So that topic we need to learn in CCNA because that is the work of network administrator. They should know like what numbers they are using and which machine will use which number. The design will be the topology. You know the meaning of topology? Topology means the design of your computer network. So in the topology, they will say like, okay, every device will use this particular address. Let me show you one bigger device. It's a bit difficult for you to understand this network as of now. It's a huge network, but just for your knowledge, I'm showing you this. See, now this is only one of the part I have taken from this network. Can you say this is your server? It's written clearly. And what is the IP address? There is something called 172.16.50.1. There is something written there. There is some number there, right? 172.16.50.1. There is something called OSPF configured here. Here, these are the routers. See, we have 197.10.10.0 number here. And we have something called 198.10.10.0 number here. So there is some number there. Okay, there is one more server here. In this server, we have 191. So this is your design of a network. Right now, you're not in a position to learn or understand anything about this device. It's not for the basic, it's not to understand in the basic classes. This we will see in coming classes. But as of now, I'm just trying to show you every device in a computer network has a number. So this is again some server. So we have one number here on this server also. Okay, friends. So this is your IP addressing. This IP address also you learn in network administration. Then we have like router configuration and switch configuration. Okay, so we should learn the administration part of router and switch. So if you go back to this scenario, we can see a router here. Clearly, we can see a router. It is already connected into the setup. So what is the work of router here, friends? The work of router here is router will make communication between your office and the branch office. Like suppose you have a company and in that company there are like 30 branches. So if there are 30 branches in your company, what router will do? It will make communication between all the 30 branches. You're sitting in one of the branch, like suppose you're sitting in a Hyderabad branch, or someone is sitting in a Chennai branch, someone is sitting in a Delhi branch. So what these people will do? These people, they will make communication between Hyderabad, Chennai. This routers, it will make communication between Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, or maybe Dubai, or maybe America, or maybe Russia, maybe Australia, wherever. So if there is a router in your branch, by using that router, you can make communication between all the other branches within your company. All the other branches of your company actually. And these branches can be there within a city, within a country, or anywhere on the face of the earth. That is the work of router. So it will take like more than 2 weeks. Around it will take 2 weeks for us to learn about router. Okay, so once you finish your CCNA, you will be in a position to configure everything in router or whatever is needed at CCNA level. Most of the things you can do easily. Most of the configurations you can do easily in this router. Okay. Now the other part in the network administration here is the switch configuration. So see, there is one more device here with the name switch. I can say one thing in a simple way. You cannot see a company where there is no switch. You cannot see a computer network where there is no switch. Because switches are very, very useful devices. By using switches, you can connect all the other devices with each other. See, when you see this diagram carefully, server is connected to Omkar computer and Priyanka computer. But see, server is not directly connected to Omkar computer and Priyanka computer. Okay, let me just clear this once, please. Okay, fine. See, server is connected to Omkar computer and Priyanka computer, but again, server is not directly connected to Omkar or Priyanka computer or any other computer. Server is not directly connected to router. Server is not directly connected to firewall. Server is not even directly connected to this printer. Server is connected to switch here. Fine. And router is connected to switch here. Server is connected here. Laptop is connected here. Desktop is connected here. Scanner is connected here. Okay. Printer is connected here. This Wi-Fi routers, again, Wi-Fi router is also connected here. So each and everything is connected to a switch. So if there is no switch in your network, you cannot make a network. If there is no switch in your computer network, you cannot connect all the devices with each other. Maybe you can do one thing, like you can take one computer here, you can take another computer here. Now you can take a simple cable here and you can make connection between these two computers. Two computers, that is possible. But what if there are like 30 computers or 300 computers or 3000 computers? Can we go with a network like this? Of course, no, that is not possible. So what we have to do here, if you have multiple devices, more than two devices actually, then we have to use a central device here called switch. Switch is a device that will connect all the end devices. So you should know what is a switch, what are the types of switches available, how to configure a switch, how to do administration by using a switch, and how to troubleshoot a switch. These are some of the things you should learn in your switching concept. Okay, so server administration is dealing with this, majorly these concepts, and network administration is dealing with these concepts. So we are not discussing like what is there in policy, what is there in sharing, or what is there in security. We are just discussing the overview here. I'm just saying this is what you do as a server administrator, and this is what you do as a network administrator. Router will take like more than 2 weeks. Switch will take like 1 week. IP address will take like 1 week. So there are some other topics that we need to learn. So overall, it will take 35 days. Okay, but just for your knowledge, you should know where you're moving. You should know what exactly you're learning. So this is server administration role and responsibility. That is network administrator role and responsibility. Wherever you go, whichever company, whichever country, this is what we do as the administrators. Fine. So now please take your time again. Just take 30 seconds. Okay, just try to revise what we have discussed here, server admin and network admin part. If you have any doubts here, then we can see. Okay, fine. So I hope everything is clear here. I hope you understood. It's a very basic and simple class today. It's just a demo session. So this is what you do. This is what you learn actually in server administration and network administration. Okay, so what are the courses here for server administration and administrator and network administrator? For server admin, you can go with like MCSE or Linux administration. Both are related to server administration courses. And coming to network admin, you have CCNA, routing and switch. These are the two courses we have, friends. MCSA, this is what we have started from today. Today is just an introduction class. And then you should go with the CCNA course, that is your network admin. So these are the two courses you should learn to start a career in networking as the administrator. Okay, MCSE course and CCNA course. After learning MCSE, and CCNA, you're eligible to get a job in any company. Like I said, every company has servers, routers, switches, and computers. So in these two courses only, you're learning how to install, configure, manage, troubleshoot, okay, all these devices. So these are the two courses mandatory for everyone who is planning to start his or her career in the administration field. Now, once you finish these courses, there are many other options available for you. Once you finish these courses, I'll just write the options here so that you can just go through these options. Once you finish our demo session, you can browse or you can search anywhere. You have options like, security. Okay, you can go with virtualization. You can go with cloud computing. Okay, then ethical hacking. These are some of the options available. We have many other options like, wireless is also available. There is something called service provider. We have something like data centers, database, and we have many more options. But as of now, the most famous options are this. And out of this, this security is a very evergreen option. If you want to choose a path, you can choose a path in security, or you can choose a path in virtualization and cloud computing. I'm highlighting security and ethical hacking in one color here because they are very closely related with each other. And I'm highlighting virtualization and cloud computing in one color because again, they are closely related with each other. So once you finish your MCSE, CCNA, friends, once you finish your server administration and network administration course, you are eligible to get a job anywhere. You're eligible to get a job in any company. Okay. But if you want to increase in your knowledge, if you want to improve in your knowledge, or if you want to if you want to get a better job in this networking field, then you should choose any one of this field. Either go with the green color one, either go with the sky blue color one. Security ethical hacking is one part here, and virtualization cloud computing is the other part. These are the options you have once you finish your courses, once you finish your MCSE and CCN. Okay, friends, so this was the thing I was supposed to discuss today. It's not a big class. The classes will be like regularly for like 1 hour minimum. For today, we'll just take for like 45 minutes. It's a small session, 45-minute session. So I'll be here for like a couple of more minutes, maybe like around 5 minutes. If you have anything to discuss here, if you have anything to ask here, hopefully we can discuss everything. And let's see what we can do from tomorrow. Tomorrow it will be like some other topic. We'll just try to move slowly and steadily into the administration part. But before we enter into the administration part, we should know all the basics of the network, whatever is needed for administration, that much we should know. So this week we will cover the basics, starting from servers and types of servers and many more things we'll see. Then we can go with the administration part. CCNA will take like 35 days. There is a question here. Okay, how many days CCNA will take? CCNA will take like 35 to 37 days. Officially 35 days, but I can go with like 1 or 2 more days extra because I'll just try to show some more labs and some more scenarios there. So 1 or 2 days you can count extra. Okay, there is one question like Citrix. Citrix is actually, they provide the virtualization. Citrix is a major company that provides the virtualization. So if you want to go with virtualization also, then first of all, you should have the server admin and the network admin knowledge. Then you should go with the virtualization. Because see, when you go with virtualization, cloud computing, security, or any of these courses, then most of the topics you are discussing again from server admin and network admin. Like, there is something called IP address, there is something called servers, switches, routing table, NAT table. There are many topics you repeat here, but you're not learning IP addressing detail in cloud computing or security. You learn IP addressing in detail in networking. Okay, you just learn here. So there is no other way beside learning server administrator and network administrator first, then moving into the path wherever you're interested in. Maybe you can choose any other path. There are some more paths available here. You can go with any other path, but as of now, these are the most famous path, mostly like in demand actually, and they will be in demand for next 8, 10, 15 years probably. because you know when there is a new technology coming, like cloud computing is not so old. It's like, you know, compared to like server administrator and network administrator, it's a new technology. Last 3-4 years it has just pick up the pace. Okay, so then we can go with the cloud computing, virtualization, and security is again evergreen. Okay, again there is a question here. What is Citrix? Citrix is actually one company actually. I'm not sure what's your name, bro. I'm very sorry. It's written as RAD. Okay, so Citrix is a company. This Citrix company will offer virtualization, cloud computing. Like, you know, Microsoft is one company, Cisco is a company, VMware is a company, Oracle is a company. These people, they offer you the certifications and the courses. In the same way, Citrix is one of the company. Okay, so I'll just show you the Citrix company here. They have their own virtualization. They have their cloud. They are providing cloud also. Most of people, they are not aware of this company, but this is one of the big company. So you can just go through this and you can see what exactly they are providing, what exactly they are offering. Okay, they have like WAN connectivities, they have WAN connections. They are into many things. Citrix is one of the leading companies we have. Okay, so I can say in a simple way, these people become more famous because of virtualization and cloud computing actually. But beside this, we have some more things. Like, you know, whenever you talk about Microsoft, you think of MS Office or maybe Windows 10 or maybe like Windows Server. But you know, this Microsoft is having many more services, many other services beside only MS Office or maybe like Windows servers or Windows 10, right? Okay, there is a question here. I heard about giving the VPN service. Giving the VPN service, I'm not sure what exactly you're asking here. VPN is some service actually using which you can connect to the company's network from any remote location. It is called virtual private network. Giving the VPN service means who is giving this VPN service? This is a very major service we use in company section. Okay, so see, every company has some policies, so maybe they can change their policies. They can make their own protocols. They can have like, you know, their own algorithm. They can do something by themselves. So maybe if they want to go with some other service for connectivity, they can go with some other service. If they can design a well good service, but you know, 95% cases, 90 to 95% cases, all the companies, they provide the similar services to the users. Like, you know, if you go with server administration, there is MCAC and there is one more here, there is Linux. So you can go with Windows administration and Linux administration, and it will be great for your career, friends, if you go with both. If you go with MCAC as well as CCNA, it will take 35 days for MCAC, 1 month for Linux. So within 2 months, you can learn both. So you are increasing your job opportunities by like, you know, maybe like 95%, because 95% companies either you see Windows servers or Linux, maybe mixture of both, but still you see both. Hardly there are some companies where you will not see any one of these server actually. Hardly you see anything. Okay, so if you go with like both the courses, both the administration, that will be great for your career. Okay, now what are the common things here? What are the common things here? Common things are like, you know, in MCAC we are learning about DNS server, Linux we are learning DNS server, MCAC we are learning DHCP server, Linux we are learning DHCP server. Okay, so the services will be same. Now the question here is, can we make VPN service in CCNA? Actually, the question should be something else. Can we configure VPN service in a router? That should be service. Okay, so that is possible. Actually, it will be majorly done. It will be majorly done on a firewall or some server actually. But still, if you want to configure on a router, All the routers will not support each and every service. You know what Cisco has done? They have categorized some routers like access layer, distribution layer, core layer. So there are many types of routers there. So if you want to configure some VPN service on a router, then you know we should go with a router that supports that particular service. For example, remember these mobile phones? These phones. Still, most of some of the people they use these phones. Okay. So whatever services we have in this phone, we can use those services here, right? Can I make a video call by using this phone? No, but it is a very famous phone. But I cannot make a video call because that particular service is not available there. I cannot use WhatsApp there because that particular service is not available there. So, okay, so if you want to enable some service or if you want to configure this service, first of all, you should see whether that service is supported on the device or not. Okay, so VPN is a service that will be majorly configured on a firewall or on a server, but if you want to configure on router, there are certain routers that will support that particular service. Okay, friends, anything else here?
Which one among will generate more job opportunities, sir? Security visualization, cloud computing, ethical hacking. Out of this,
Okay, good question again. Like I said, you security and ethical hacking, I am putting in one bracket. Virtualization and cloud computing, I'm putting in another bracket. Okay, now,
yes, sir.
okay, the more job opportunities will be there on server admin and network admin for sure. That is the basic thing. Every company they need these two people. Okay, there are some companies still where there is no virtualization and cloud computing. There are many companies where there is no ethical hacker needed. There are many companies where there is no security guy needed. So these two courses will generate a job in each and every company. Maybe it is a banking sector, or maybe it is a hospital or a shopping mall or a big MNC or XYZ, whatever you name, whatever company you name, the jobs will be generated for server admin and network admin there. After this, where there are more jobs. Okay, I'll say two things here. Just try to understand carefully. One is more jobs where there are more job opportunities and where there is more salary. See, you should think about money wise also, right? Like in India,
Yes,
like if you choose, sorry, in India, if you select a career like suppose cricket, you'll be getting more money there. If you go with football, you're not getting that much money. Sadly, but that you're not getting that much money there. If you go with the football in some other country, like suppose say Europe or Brazil, you will be getting like billions of dollars there. So you should just try to understand the money also. See, money wise, security, ethical hacking, VMware and cloud computing, these two paths, they are generating nearly same amount. Nearly same amount. You will be getting same salaries there as well as here. Same salary in the green bracket as well as the same salary in the blue bracket. That is security is green and cloud is blue. Now, I'll just try to put this in some other way. You should think where, okay, suppose I should think where I'm more capable. I'm more capable in security or I'm more capable in cloud computing. Money wise, they are nearly same. Jobs wise, cloud computing and virtualization still has upper hand compared to security and ethical hacking. Still more jobs, like maybe I can say 60% jobs will be generated by cloud computing and virtualization, or maybe 65%, 35% jobs will be generated by like security and ethical. So job wise, these are in more, right? Cloud computing and virtualization is like around 65%, but salary wise, both are equal. But you know, there is something called craze. If someone is crazy for security, he'll go for security. So if he's going for security, he can learn, he can get a job. Although it is 35%, but still he can get a job. But one thing that we need to understand here is security is something that we need to keep on updating every day, every second day. Security means someone is breaching something. So there is some problem happening somewhere. There are some security threats happening. So security is one thing where you should keep on updating every second day, every third day. Coming to virtualization cloud computing, many things will be like constant. No need to update many things every day. You can simply go in a normal way. You can have your professional work as well as there is your life also. You can choose your life. You have your family and all those things. So if you have to manage everything perfectly, I'll personally prefer virtualization and cloud computing. I have knowledge of security, virtualization, cloud computing. Right now I'm into cloud computing actually, but I I have done securities also, like, there is something called CCNA, CCNP security firewalls. I have gone through all these things. But if you want to, like, normally nowadays there is something called cyber security. There are many names in market, but whatever, it comes under security. So if you're ready to update yourself, or if you want to ready to, like, face the challenges and everything, then you can go for security. But if you say, like, okay, I have a personal life as well as a professional life, I want to maintain everything equally, or maybe more in family, less in professional life, something like this, then my personal suggestion will be go with this virtualization in cloud. Many job opportunities available. Okay, it's the latest technology, came like, actually it came in 2005, but more companies started adopting this technology in last 3-4 years. So there is more job requirement there. So that will be great for your career if you go with this. But still, if you're interested in security, you can go with security. One more thing, right now you're not in a position, or I'm not in a position to ask you to do like security or cloud. No one can ask you to do this, right, bro? No one can ask you to go for security or cloud. They can simply show you the options available. So these are the options available. But right now I can say, like, you should go with MCAC and CSNA. You should go with server admin and network admin. This is must. I can say that much. After completing MCAC and CSNA, you should decide which path is better for you. I have given you the basic hint here. Money wise, both are nearly same. Job wise, cloud computing has a bit upper hand. It's not like 90-10. It is 65-35, right? So it is like still upper hand. But learning wise, security has many more things to learn compared to cloud computing. So now it's up to you to decide which path you can choose. But as of now, MCAC and CCNA must. Now there is a question here. Is this training firewalls also covering? See, firewall is completely a security topic. But when you do MCSE and CCNA, there will be like 8 to 10 classes, or around 10 classes, where we are learning about security. Whenever people think about security, 99% people think of firewall. You can see firewall here. Just clear everything first. 99% people, or 90 to 95% people at least, whenever they think of a security, they say like, oh, there is a firewall. Of course, firewall is a device that is used majorly for security. But friends, there will be like 5 to 6 classes where we are learning security on a server. There will be like 4 to 5 classes where we are learning security on router and switch. So in MCAC and CCNA, there will be like 10 to 12 classes where we will see how to provide security to the network. So this security is on router, server and switch, and firewall security is a different thing. So if I say we are not learning security here, I'm incorrect. But if I say we are learning firewall, again I'm incorrect. We are not learning firewall here. Firewall is not included in our course. But what we are learning, we are still learning about security. We are learning about how to provide security by using a server or a router, or by using a switch. I hope you understood what I said. This security is on router, server and switch, and firewall is altogether a device that is specially there for security. Of course, hardware level. Server is a hardware, router is a hardware, switch is a hardware. So on hardware level only we provide security. We configure everything on a server, router and a switch. When you enter your account, when you access your Facebook account or a Gmail account, your username and password is considered as one of the most important security thing. Of course it is. Okay, so that is again a security. There is a CCTV camera in your company. CCTV camera should be connected to the network. That comes under again security. Okay, if you're specifically asking about firewall, no, firewall is altogether a different course. It is called CCNP security, CCI security. It's a different course, different certifications, different learning and everything. But if you have to go with security, what is the basic prerequisites here? If you have to go with security, the basic prerequisite is you should have the knowledge of server administration and the network administration. That is the bottom line.
Sir, if we are absent means we can get previous class, sir, or video.
See, today is the first demo class, Omkar. So this video will be uploaded on YouTube within like 2 hours. And for next 3-4 classes, the videos will be available on YouTube. But after like 3 to 4 classes, you will get every class recorded video in your mail ID directly. So directly you can access your videos there. So if you are coming first, if you're not coming for some reason, still you'll get the video.
Yes, sir.
One of the advantage of online classes is you will get the recorded classes. That is one of the advantage.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Okay,
among these Windows and Linux, which one will be get heavy opportunity, sir? Among the Windows and Linux, MCSC and Linux.
You know, Omkar, this is one of the most difficult question to answer actually, because you know, if you know football, there is a question who is better, Messi or Ronaldo, right? If you have some knowledge of football, you can say like who is better, Messi or maybe like Ronaldo. It's a very tough competition there, right? Here also there is a tough competition. So I always say this. So I know Windows Server Administration, I know Linux administration. So according to, see, you're not making a career only for next 1 year or 2 years, right? Like maybe, okay, 2023, I'll just retire, I'll go to my village, I'll go to my town, I'll spend the rest of my life there. No, you're trying to make your career for next 10, 15, 20 years, right? If I'm not wrong. That is the
Yes,
way
sir.
every person will make a career. So it will be great for your career, friends, if you go with both the courses, Windows and Linux administration. It will be great for your career. A company will look for a person with these 3 courses on his resume: MCSE, Linux, and CCNA. I don't remember when I see when was the last time I have seen a company asking for a person with only Linux knowledge or only MCSE knowledge or only CCNA knowledge. I have seen many cases, many requirements where a company will ask for Windows, Linux, and CCNA. The reason is there are some services which runs better on Windows machines, and there are some services which runs on Linux. There is something called Active Directory that is only on MCSC, that is on Windows machine. Active Directory is a service only for Windows machine. But you know, if you go to web server, like over the internet, more than like 80% web servers, they are running on Linux. So like this, it's a mixed thing. It's a mixed environment. So you'll see both.
Sir, in Linux, we have to train also. Shell script is must, sir. In Linux or with only Linux concepts is okay, sir.
Linux concept, what you said before Linux concept, can you please revise? Can you please repeat that?
In Linux, there will be shell script, no, sir. That was a different topic, no, sir.
Shell scripting is a different topic. Yeah, I got your question. I'll answer your question in a simple way. See, if you want to spend next 15 years in networking, you can spend only in Linux. That much is there in Linux actually.
Yes, sir.
Come again. If you want to spend next 15 to 20 years, forget about VMware, cloud, ethical hacking, everything. If you want to spend only Linux, you can spend that much. But to begin with, you should learn the administration part. If you're liking, then you can go with the shell scripting, and there is virtualization in Linux. They provide the cloud computing also. They have their own security features. There are many things in Linux. Okay.
For entering job, Linux concept. Okay, sir. Okay, no, sir. For entering job in Linux.
Administration part is okay. Administration part is more than okay. Okay. Administration part is more than okay to enter as a fresher or like 1 or 2 years of experience. See, after 3-4 years of experience, you know, you learn everything, because you know, after 3 years, you got an opportunity like some companies paying 70,000 rupees or 80,000. I say for Indians, like 70-80,000 after 3 years is good salary, right? We should accept this. Okay. So if some companies are who is asking with Linux, if they are asking shell scripting, you know, within 1 week you may learn shell scripting there, because you got an opportunity there, right? It is something like this. Life will move like this. But as of now, just try to learn this server administration part. In future, after completing this, whatever opportunities you have, then you should take that opportunity and move forward. So right now you cannot decide like, okay, I'll go with shell scripting also, I'll go with the virtualization of Linux also. No, right now just go with the administration part. Later on, decide what to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there are
sir,
some more
virtualization means VMware, sir.
Virtualization is a technology actually. In virtualization, VMware is a company that provides virtualization. Microsoft is a company that provides virtualization. Citrix is a company that provides virtualization. Linux provides virtualization. Oracle provides virtualization. These are some of the major companies that provide virtualization. VMware is a company
VMware
like
also server.
VMware.
Yes, sir. VMware
VMware
also one of the server thing also.
exactly, but
Like
VMware
MCS
is
and
no. VMware is not that. See, I have a VMware class going on actually. This is a VMware class. In VMware, we have something called ESXi servers. I just resume this machine. It's not like Windows servers or Linux server. It is some other server. It is called ESXi server. That is used for some other
okay.
purpose. That's a difference. The terminology is server here, but it is not like a web server or an email server. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, before the machine comes, I'll just address
Sir,
the
in
other two.
DurgaSoft it was available.
Sorry.
Sir, in DurgaSoft VMware course is available, sir.
No, man. As
In
of now, I think
DurgaSoft.
not. No. As of now, it's not available. I guess we'll see. We'll see where it is available. We'll see. Like if you need, I'll just start the course from DurgaSoft. No issues. It's a different thing. I'll come to it. Okay. Can
Yes.
we configure our
If you're
network with
telling
fire?
both are different.
Yeah, you can choose any one. Also, it's up to you. If you want to go with both, I'm just showing
Yes.
you the options. I'm just showing you the options. It's up to you to decide which option. But again, friends, right now you're not in a position to decide anything. After finishing this, you will be in a position to decide everything. Okay. Now, can we configure our network with firewall and without router? See, it's a very interesting question, but you know, friends, in our computer network, every device has a specific role to play. Firewall has a specific role, router has a specific role, switch has a specific role. You know, in router, there is something called routing table. This routing table is available only in router. It is not available in a switch or a server or a firewall or a computer or a printer. This routing table is available only in router. So if you have to replace a router with a firewall, this routing table option is not available. That's it. The routing table option itself is not available. But if you see a device where the routing table is available as well as the firewall features are available, that is also possible actually. There are some devices where a device can work as a router as well as a firewall. It is called layer 3 device actually. So there is a separate device. But generally speaking, router work is different and firewall work is different. Both the works are different. So by using a firewall, you can protect your company. But can you make communication by the branch office by using a firewall? No. One more question is here. Why are we not considering Mac operating system? There are many ifs and buts in Mac operating system. Means, you know, they have their own protocols and they have their own hardware. So we should follow their, in a way, like orders in a way. So most of the people, most of the companies, they are not comfortable with what they are providing. Whereas Windows and Linux, you can simply take any XYZ company server and can simply install and can use that machine. You can use that server. But for Mac OS, you need Mac machines and you have like, you need good trained professionals. So job requirements are always very less on this Mac compared to Windows and Linux. Solaris, I remember 2010, 12, 13, it was in huge demand, Solaris. But as of now, Solaris demand is not like that much. I can say one thing in a simple way. 90% market is covered by in Windows and Linux. 85 to 90% I can say at least it is covered by Windows and Linux. Remaining 10% Solaris will come. You know, HP also has their own servers. IBM also have their own servers. Mac also has their own server OS. So like remaining things will be remaining 10%. All the other things will come. But Windows and Linux, they come in like 90% cases. Solaris was a craze actually once upon a time, like 2012, 10, 9, then. But now hardly you see somewhere you're learning Solaris or someone is teaching Solaris to you. So it's not that much now. Okay. So as of now, these are the three things. Just try to learn. If you want to start a career, then you can choose a career from here. Okay, fine. I thought like, you know, I should have finished this class in like 40 minutes because I was not getting any response actually, but now We are just talking for last 20 minutes. That's a good sign actually. I'm still available here for next 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes or whatever time you need. We can simply continue with this session, and whatever you have, we can just discuss each and everything today. Okay, there is some in Windows. The virtual technology is called Hyper-V. In Microsoft, it is called Hyper-V. From VMware, it is called VMware ESXi servers. From Linux, it is called KVM. So they name their technology according to their name, according to their wish. No, we are not covering Hyper-Vs, and we are covering the Windows Server Administration actually, bro. See, if you have to learn everything, for first of all, 35 days are not sufficient to learn the everything from Windows Server or Linux Server. You are learning the administration part that is needed to get a job, to face interview, and to work in a company. Whatever you are saying here, then you will be like covering in your advanced courses. Okay, there is one more question here. What is Docker? Docker is a tool actually that is not related to our MCAC, CCNA, or Linux. That is related to cloud computing and DevOps and all those things. So once you go to the cloud computing, there you will be learning about Dockers, and we have some other tool set. As a fresher, no one will ask you anything about Docker. Forget about what is there in Docker. They will not simply say like, do you know Docker? That question also will not come actually. That is for like experienced people who are approaching for cloud computing jobs or DevOps jobs. So for them, these questions will come. This is not for us. Okay, friends. So anything else, bro? Any other question? Any other doubt here? So hopefully, like, this was the class. This was the thing I was supposed to discuss today. So we have addressed many things today. So hopefully you can just go to YouTube and revise this video. If you have any other questions, you can simply come tomorrow. The next class is like, we will see some more basic things. Okay, so then we can see what we can do. This training is for MCSE plus CCNA. Yeah, this 8 o'clock class is for MCSE, and CCNA class will be at some other time. I already have some other classes in morning. I have one more class after your class actually. So CCNA class will be like maybe in the morning 9:30, 9:40 something, or maybe morning 7 a.m. something like that. This 8 o'clock class is for MCSE, and for CCNA there will be some other class at some other time. Both are different courses, and both will take 35 days each. Again, both you should attend in different at separate times. If you want to attend two classes in a single day, like, still just now we are like coming out of lockdowns and everything. So still, if you want to attend two classes in a single day, you can attend two classes in a single day, evening MCSE, morning CCNA, something like this. Okay, you can easily attend two classes and you can easily learn two courses in a single day. The courses are completely different. Like I said, MCSE is dealing with server admin, CCNA is with router admin, network admin. So you can easily learn these two courses in a single day. So within next 40 days, you can finish MCSE as well as CCNA. If you have to go separately, then you are coming for MCSE at 8 o'clock. Then once you finish your MCSE, then you'll go with CCNA. So it will take another 35 days. This 35 days, there 35, 40 days. So it will be like nearly 75, 80 days. So it's up to you to decide. This is the best question actually. Which one is to learn first? First of all, you can go with two courses at the same time. There is absolutely no issues. There is no conflict there. There is no problem there. But still, if you want to start any course a bit early, MCSE is a course that you can start with. Because at MCSE, we will be learning from the complete basic things. All the scratch and everything we learn in MCSE. Okay, so MCSE you can learn first. Then hopefully you can go with CCNA. Or if you want to come in two classes parallelly, that is also possible. Evening MCSE, then morning CCNA, that way is also possible. Okay, friends. So that was the session for this. So check your time. Tomorrow is again some introduction, some basic things we'll see tomorrow. Not what we have done today for sure. It will be some other things. So hope to see you again tomorrow and let us see what we can do. This is your MCAC course, Windows Server Administration. CCNA will be some other time. Probably it will be in morning because last Saturday already finished one CCNA course morning 9:30. So the other CCNA will be, the next CCNA will be hopefully in morning class. Okay, friends, so that's it from my side. Thanks for joining and thanks for your questions. So I'll be still waiting for 30 seconds. If there is anything else to say, we can discuss, or else we can stop the session for today. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. See you tomorrow. Bye. Take care. Can we see this tomorrow? Jesse Kumar, like network means all the computers connected to same Wi-Fi, or I can say all the computers connected to same network. This is what we were supposed to see tomorrow. We have to see this tomorrow. So we'll see this in more details tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, man. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Bye. Thank you.